here for this 2016 movie review of Sausage Party. That's right, folks. I went and saw Sausage Party last night. My God, I'm tired. It was a late showing. I went with my girlfriend. We had a great time. And here's the dealio. So I'm going to run down the cast. Well, I'm going to run down the key cast, I should say. And then I'm going to give the overall plot. And then I'm going to give the overall review of this movie. And whether or not you should go see it. Because personally, there were some moments in this movie I actually almost fell out of my chair. The seat I was in laughing. I was laughing so hard. Oh my God, I was dying of laughter. So I'm pulling up my phone so I can remember. Guys, I was laughing so hard at this. It's so hysterically good. So here's the cast right now. So you have Seth Rogen, who plays Frank, who plays the sausage. You have Kristen Wiig, who plays Brenda, who's a bun. That's the reason why it's R-rated, guys. I'll get to it in a sec. Jonah Hill was Carl, and I forget who was Carl. But there was another. I forget the level. Oh my God. Michael Cera was Barry. He was the younger, the smaller hot dog. And this was. Forgive me, I'm not good at this. And then there was what was his name? Michael Dormanson as Queso, or the burrito guy. James Franco was the only human that ever talked to the food, which is the druggie. You also had Bill Hader. This was interesting. Bill Hader was the Firewater tequila. And I know this cast right now is kind of weird. And also, you also had Edward Norton as a, what's his face? Edward Norton as Sammy, a bagel. This was a stellar cast, I'm not going to lie. And that's pretty much, and also there's one guy in the movie, he's the store owner. That's Paul Rudd. Okay? So there's that. There's the cast rundown. Now let's get to the overall plot of this movie. So, every single day in this grocery store, food wakes up. And they say, how to put this? They wake up and they kind of, how to put this? They wake up every morning, good morning, and the corn starts to sing. And all this food is real. All the food are real. How to put this? They're real. And every time a god or a human picks them and takes them into the great beyond, which is outside of the grocery store, they become part of like heaven, or the gods treat them like whatever, right? All this stuff. Oh my God, it's so R-rated, it's incredible. But here's the thing. So the story focuses around these two, a hot dog or a sausage named Frank, played by Seth Rogen, or voiced by Seth Rogen, and Brenda, who's a bun, and she's a member of Brenda is a bun, and they kind of touch tips. It's just so funny. But the food thinks when they go to the great beyond that life is great. Little do they know that the gods eat their friends and family. And no. And the most horrific thing you see is that the potato. You see in the trailer, the potato gets skinned. He's like, "We've been chosen, milady," and he goes, and that was terrible Irish, but he gets chosen, and he's like, "Shh," and they're like, "What the?" You know. This movie was so R-ratedly incredible. That's not a word, but it was so weirdly R-rated. This was just so creepy. And it was so funny, though. And, like, the part where you have... There's certain moments where you're like, wow. And, like, the bagel and the burrito kind of go at it. I'll get to the R-rated part in a little while. But, like, as far as, like, the ending goes. But... you have like all this stuff, right? And it's so like perverted and sexual. Seth Rogen wrote the script for this, and I can see why he wrote the script for this. It's so funny. Oh my God. And but they get chosen, right? And the villain, mind you, let's keep this mature here. This villain is a douche. The villain of the movie is a douche. Or a feminine product, if you will. And he kind of gets more and more, he kills other food products, like, such as juice and other ones. He gets more powerful, and I'm like, that was a little cheesy, but it was That was a little cheesy. Anyways, that was a funny part. And the firewater actually tells Frank what the reality is. Like, hey, we made it up. The reality is that you die when you leave. And stuff like that. It's kind of it's a very simple plot, but it's so R-ratedly funny. It's great. My God. And actually, when this movie, I'll get to it. I'll get to that in the end. But and eventually, the food fights back. They fight back, and they just kind of go at it, and they fight the humans and they have arms and stuff. But the reason why the druggie, James Franco's druggie, was actually the reason why he was able to see the food in the first place in the trailer was because he was high on heroin. And guys, this is so crazy. Like, this movie, this is one of those movies you kind of like think about in your head, but you don't think they'll ever actually make it. And then they make it, and you're like, holy crap, they made that movie. Where food is talking to you, and they're like, and it's so bad that I'll get to, and then eventually Frank doesn't believe, Brenda doesn't believe Frank that this is all a lie. They get separated, and then they're kind of in love. They're in like boyfriend girlfriend type of thing, right? It was so it's a great. I'm gonna say this right now. It's a good date movie, but be careful what happens to you because this movie kind of can alter thoughts. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it up to you. This movie is so into the R-rated territory. It's incredible. I'm surprised Samuel L. Jackson didn't make like a voice cameo in this because he was swearing. Oh my God, it was so funny. And actually, funny thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge rock guy. I love rock and roll. I love the Beatles. I love the Rolling Stones. I love Bruce Springsteen. I love Billy Joel. I love Elton John. I love those guys, right? You want to go a little deeper? I love Meatloaf. Meatloaf is in this movie, and it was when I heard Meatloaf was singing when Frank and Brenda were kind of walking apart. They kind of temporarily broke up. Meatloaf comes out of nowhere and he says, he starts singing his song, "I Would Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That," which was his #1 song on the charts in the 1993, by the way, just letting you guys know. 12-minute song. You guys check it out because it's a movie. It's so funny that that was the show steal for me, that Meatloaf was in the movie. It was so great on so many. And then eventually, near the end, the food fights back, and I felt like I was watching a Tums commercial, because like the food fights back kind of thing. I was like, oh my God. And it fights back. They win eventually, and then they. Oh my God. Keep this mature, people. Do not tell your children or tell your younger brothers and sisters that I said this. But the ending is a giant food sex party. Yeah, I try to keep this mature, guys, but it's hard to keep something that's like that mature. And Frank and Brenda go at it. Then it gets like gay all of a sudden with the bagel and the burrito, and they kind of go at it. Taco comes back, and the entire grocery store is just going at it. And oh my God, it's so R-rated, but it's so funny. I can't believe I'm even doing a review of this movie because it's so in the R, and it's animated. You would think, you're like, no, they wouldn't. They did this. Seth Rogen kind of played with everyone's mind, like, I'm gonna do it, and he did that, and we got the sausage party. Oh, I'm thinking about what these food items are doing to each other. It was so like crazy, and I don't want to get into like the ending too much. Well, actually, I already did because it's a spoilers review. But look. I missed out a few key points in the movie that I want you guys to go check out. And my overall score of this movie, I actually didn't rate it yet until now. I'm going to give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. This is a comedy worth seeing for those who have the guts to see a movie like this, because it's really. I tell you, I was with my girlfriend. We actually went out and got burgers afterwards. I was like, I can't eat this. She's like, it's okay. We saw the movie. It's okay. But it was just so sexual, so like cursing every left and right. So a little bit of blood here and there, believe it or not. Like a guy, the druggie, and one of the sausages kind of get into a battle with each other. I'll let you see what happens there. But it's so R-rated, it's incredible. Like I said, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. And look, if you guys haven't seen Sausage Party yet, I know it's like #1 or 2. I think it's #2 at the box office right now. Go see it for what it is, because I think you may actually If you have a dull life right now and you're so bored you just have nothing to do except watch YouTube videos of this, go see Sausage Party and you'll laugh your ass off. You're gonna like cry. I was crying of laughter because of this movie. It was so funny. I recommend you guys go see it. So yeah, 8 out of 10. There's the cast, there's the plot, and there's my review of it. But yeah, so look, hey, for all your 2016 movie reviews, because there will be more coming soon for the rest of the fall, keep it locked in this review show. J-Man, Office Work. See you guys later. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Check that one out. I'll see you guys later.